Hey, hey, hey. Yahudah Israel here. Let me check and make sure we on. We on. Shalom, shalom. Let me see. Are we live? We live? Let me check. Yeah, look like we on. Facebook Live. I want to thank everybody for chiming in. Watchman Yahudah Israel. Y'all might notice I'm a little different. My tooth is gone. I got to go to the dentist. A couple of days ago, my tooth, just broke and fell out my mouth. So y'all bear with me. I'm pronouncing stuff funny and I look funny, but the words still got to go forth. Let me close this door. Let's get ready to get it in, y'all. Let's get ready to get it in. Let's see where I'm gonna come from now. Let's see here. We about to get it in, y'all. Okay, let me see. Can I do this? Hold on. I'm on Facebook Live, and I'm on the conference line finna preach literally right this second. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, let's get ready to get it in, y'all. Let me go here. Let's get it in.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Yahudah Israel, also known as Pastor Derek Mann, on the Early What I Seek Through Scripture Study and Prayer Line on this 9th day in November 2017. Snag a tooth and all, we're going to get it in, right? I love y'all so much that I'm going to embarrass myself looking like somebody knocked my tooth out. But, yeah, it's good. That ain't even funny. But it is what it is. Let's dive in the word, y'all. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 11. Beginning at the first verse, right? Look what it say. It say, would to Yah that you could bear with me a little of my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with a Yahweh jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as chaste virgins to the Messiah. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so that your mind should be corrupt from the simplicity that's in the Messiah. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushua or Messiah, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, you might well bear, with him. Did y'all hear that? Real quick, let's look at Matthew 24, right? I want you to see this. Let's go to Matthew's right quick, right? To go along with that. Why not? 24. Look, let's pull it up and see what it say, right? Look at this. Start at the first verse, right? Look what it say. It say, and Yeshua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him of the building of the temple. And Yahudah said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that should not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahudah answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come my name, saying, I am the Messiah, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. So, now, this was some years that the Messiah was in Jerusalem, with the disciples. This was some years before, he was, crucified. And, he was letting them know, that Jerusalem was going to be toppled. In hindsight, it was Rome. Rome came in and toppled Jerusalem in 70 A.D. And, in Luke 21, it talks about it as well. And he had warned them, when you see Jerusalem encompassed about with armies, flee into the mountains. And that's exactly what they did. They fled into Nigeria, modern day Nigeria, trying to run from, Roman persecution. But all the Hebrew Jews that stayed got killed. And the other ones that fled into Nigeria, you can look on the maps in the 1700s, that's where the slave trade happened. And they were shipped into slavery according to Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. And they would lose their identity and not know who they are and all that. And there would even be some fake Jews that would take their place, steal their identity. And that's recorded in Revelations 2:9 and 3:9. 2:9 says, I know them that say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. But here it is, the Messiah, was letting them know that that the temple was going to be torn down. And the Romans is the one that came in and tore it down. And the disciples came on to him privately and wanted to know, when is this going to happen? And the sign of your coming in the end of the world. And the first thing the Messiah said to them is, take heed that no man deceive you. We got to care about the truth of the word. Are we living in the times where the deception is here? Are we living in the time where folks is going to come preaching another Messiah, as if it was the same Messiah? And I'm not talking about just the new paint job, taking away his woolly hair and the pigmentation of his skin. I'm talking about the doctrine that's behind this Messiah. 1 Corinthians 1:10 says, I beseech you by the name of the Messiah that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. That there be no division among you. How you avoid division is by letting your theology and your doctrine come directly from the Word. You can't be the type of person that sell out truth for religion, for a denomination or a church, for a group. What sex you claiming? Like it's doggone gangs running around here. It just don't make no sense. But when we look at 2 Corinthians, Saul was talking to the Corinthian assembly, and he said, would to Yah you could bear with me with a little of my folly. Like I'm about to clown. And indeed bear with me. He said, I'm about to clown, so pull up a chair. And indeed bear with me. Pull up a chair. For I am jealous over you with a Yahweh jealousy. I'm not sinning. I just want to pull your coattail. He said, for I have espoused you to one husband, that you present yourself as a chaste virgin to the Messiah. I have, this thing's not scattered. Yah is one. Period.com. I wish more people had the revelation of how one he is. But he's the Word. In the beginning was the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. He is his Word. And in order to have a relationship with him, you got to have a relationship with his Word. And then the body come into play, right? Because in the 14th verse, it says, and the Word was made flesh. So that same Word, in the beginning was the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. Then the flesh came on the scene in the 14th verse, and the Word was made flesh. So the Word took on a body. And it was born a male, so it was a son. The son of Yah. The son that belongs to Yah. The body that belongs to Yah. And without controversy, great is the mystery of Yahudah. Yah was manifested in the flesh. 1 Timothy 3:16. But to get to the point, Yah is what he say. He's the Word. How do we become religious and leave the Word out? We done ran off without the Word. We start believing man. When the Word teaches curses the man that trusts in man. He told us, let Yah be true, but every man a liar. But because man take on bishop, pastor, deacon, we start believing them even over Yah. So Saul was challenging me. He said, look, I'm about to clown. Bear with me with my folly. I'm about to clown. And indeed, bear with me. He said, I ain't even giving you a choice. I'm finna bring it. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous how people got a language like what my pastor said. What have you read, though? Do you know Yah for yourself? What you mean what your pastor said? Now you serving a man? What does the Word tell you about serving people? How is it that we're convinced that we got the Mashiach, we got the Messiah, which is the Word, right? Made flesh. We got the Messiah on the other side of the truth of his Word. We fell in love with the physical image of the man as opposed to what was inside of the man. See, and the Word was made flesh. The most important was the Word. We fell in love with the flesh, and we left the Word on the sideline. So we'll have the flesh, who we call Jesus. We'll have him, but we don't do nothing he say. We don't obey the Word in our personal life. And we definitely don't obey the Word when it comes to our theology. Because our theology comes from some man that's running the so-called church. Our theology comes from what some man say, some woman say, some prophet or prophetess say. When the Messiah warned, take heed that no man deceive you. You think he just talking? He said, take heed that no man deceive you. How is it that Yah can send me to preach to tell you that the Word says, and let's just read it. I'm gonna be redundant with it because he coming back soon, and we gotta come out this foolishness, right? 1 Corinthians, right? 1 and 10. Let's deal with it. I'm gonna keep dealing with it until you get it. Pray you get it. But let's look at this. Quit trying to look at my tooth and look at this. 1 and 10. Look, it say, now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of Adonai, Yahushua HaMashiach, the Messiah, right? I'm begging you by the name of the Messiah that you all speak the same thing and that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. Look what it say. It says, I'm begging you that there be no division among you. How many could listen to this message and decide that division is a sin? How many of y'all can do that? How many of y'all can listen to this message, go to 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, and conclude that the Messiah is not the one that started denominations or division? Division means denomination. Denomination means division. Right? The Messiah didn't start no denomination. In fact, he's teaching against it. How many of y'all would then throw that into the it doesn't matter category because you believe you have a relationship with the man you call Jesus? How many of y'all is in love with the image of the Messiah, but not with the true Messiah, which is the Word? Can you admit that you can have the image of someone, but really don't even know them, really don't describe to them? You can see a picture of a beautiful woman, but the woman ain't no good. You can find a picture, fall in love with them, talk about how much you want to marry them, but you don't even know them. What makes you know them is when you know their word, what they stand for and what they say. Because you could get to know them and don't even like them at all. You just like the way they look. And maybe people is in love with the fact that someone died on a tree for the adultery that they commit, the fornication that they commit. They're a dope fiend. They're a liar. They don't do nothing the Creator say. So they love the idea of someone coming and dying on the cross, they say, for their sins. They like that. But they don't know his word. They don't know him by his word. That's why some man can describe him the way he wants to. They're not on guard. They're not guarding their heart against false doctrine. The Messiah said, take heed that no man deceive you. And the only way you're going to not be the type of person that's not going to be deceived, you're going to have to study to show yourself approved. That's number one. You have to study the word. Then you're going to have to hide it in your heart. And then you're going to have to not be the type of person that fall in love with people with titles to the point that you're going to reject the word for what they say. Who can justify denominations? All these subtitles and all these tags that people put that just cause division. They like to say, oh, so you can know where we're coming from. You should be coming from the word. You shouldn't have to categorize where you coming from. If you're coming from the word, y'all already categorized it. No one told you to come name the body separate from different bodies so you can know the difference. It shouldn't be no difference. And the body got a name that's above every name. Yahudah, Yah didn't ask Joseph and Miriam, they call her Joseph and Mary, didn't ask them what to name the body. He gave the body of believers a name that's above every name. And at that name, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. In fact, in Acts 4 and 12, it says, neither is there salvation in any other, for there's none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Ain't no other name. Ephesians say that the whole family in heaven and earth is called by that name. Colossians 3:17 say, whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Yahudah, giving thanks to Yah the Father by him. Ain't no other name. Ain't no salvation in another. But these people is going around naming the body, putting names all on the buildings. Why not leave it the name that it is? McDonald's do it. You ain't got to go in McDonald's and guess what's on there. 2 off beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seed bun. And just like it is out here, that's what it is in Japan and in China. Because one man owned that and he tagged it. The Messiah is the head of the body. Y'all didn't ask no man to do that. Am I telling the truth? Or am I just clowning? Or am I just complaining? What, that don't matter? Who is that to say it don't matter because the table of Yah is contemptible? It doesn't matter. Come on, can y'all wake up? He said, I beseech you, beg, which means to beg, the brethren by the name that's above every name, by the name of Yahushua, the Messiah, that you all speak the same thing. The only way you can speak what I'm speaking, if what I'm speaking is true, shouldn't your pastor be saying the same thing? And the other pastor, and the other pastor, and the other pastor? If Philippians it says, let this mind be in you that was in the Mashiach. The mind that was in the Mashiach, was he a part of a denomination? Did he preach the vision or did he went against it? Did he side with Yah? I say he sided with Yah. And the begging, to make it more plain, now beseech you, brethren, by the name of the Mashiach. It's in his honor, it's in his name, that he's saying, let there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. So he's against denomination. But who gonna justify their pastor anyway? Who's still gonna give their tithes and offering anyway? Who gonna assemble? Who is the one that's going to be willing to suffer shame or be the outcast? Who gonna be the people? He said, I'm calling the people out of a people. Or many are called, but few are chosen. Who gonna be the few that's gonna stand with truth no matter what it make you look like? Because people is too into Casper the Friendly Ghost. Religious, false doctrine folks seem way more friendly than people that stick with the truth. When you stick with the truth, you'll be like the apostles. They got beat down and put in jail. They were labeled as troublemakers. They were labeled as troublemakers because they stood with truth. Who loved truth? He that has this hope. You want to be like Yah? You want to go with him? You want to get captured up out of here? Who like him enough to purify themselves, even as he is pure? And you're clean through the words which he has spoken on you. You want to be clean? It's going to be through the word and the word only. A little leaven, the whole lump. You can't mix it. You can't bring your bishop's word in, your pastor, your denomination word into this thing. Their word got to line up with his, or is Yahweh or the highway, baby. Now I'm begging you, brethren, by the name that's above every name, Yahushua HaMashiach, that you all speak the same thing. Can't slap whatever name you want on Yah's body. Words say, don't be lording over his inheritance. You ain't bossing it like that. There is no better name. It's already named. Yah named the body himself. We were baptized into that family. What better name could he have given the Son than his own? Yahushua, which means Yah is salvation. He said, I come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another come in his own name, you're going to receive him. They come with some old crazy stuff and folks hook, line, and sinker. And then they come not only with a different name, then they come with a whole nother doctrine. Whole nother doctrine. Don't even know it. Don't even know he slipped in the doctrine of the serpent in the beginning. Thou shalt not surely die. The wages of sin is death. You think he changed his mind? The snake in the beginning was lying when he told Eve that. You shall not surely die. You sin, you surely gonna die. That's why he died. He died for our sins. Read Romans the 3rd chapter. You can find out he became the propitiation for our past sins, because moving forward we should stop sinning. He that is dead to sin, how can we live any longer therein? Read Romans the 6th chapter. It's right at the beginning. We're supposed to be baptized into his death. And like he was raised up by the power of the Father, even so we should walk in the newness of life. If any man be in Yahushua, he's a new creation, a new creature. All things have passed away. Behold, all things become new. I can't commit adultery. I can't be fornicating. I can't get drunk and high and act a fool. I can't live like that no more. If any man come after me, let him deny himself. You got to walk in self-denial. And you can't be rolling with people. Because he said, many shall come in my name, said, I'm the Mashiach, I'm the Messiah, I'm the anointed one, and shall deceive many. Are you one of the ones that's deceived? Should pastors be saying exactly what I'm saying right now? That there should be no division, no denomination. Should it? You got churchy people that are saying, "Oh, even non-denomination is a denomination." How silly is that? That's so stupid. It's ridiculous. But that's that's that churchy mind. That's that. It's just it don't make no sense. Everyone I want to wear black, so that I don't want nobody wearing no red, no blue, because you got these different gangs and it's causing division at the school. So I want everybody to wear black so we can all be the same. And then folks start wearing blue, red, pink, orange, all kind of stuff. And then you go up to somebody wearing red and say, aren't you supposed to be wearing black? People wearing black, that's division too. They're a gang too. Are you silly? Take off that red and put on black and be quiet with your silly self. If the rule is wear black so we can all be the same, put your black on and quit sounding stupid. You don't sound stupid to yourself. You're so religious that you'll even point at what's right and make it wrong because you wrong. If we all speak the same thing and that there be no division among you, shouldn't be no denomination. Don't make the non-denomination a denomination. It said it's non-denomination. Ain't no denomination. Trying to line up with the word. Church of God in Christ. Baptists. Reformed Baptists. Catholicism, Catholic. Oh, what is all this? Y'all didn't set that stuff up. Division. A house divided against itself can't stand. Now we're looking for a common denominator. We're supposed to be common perfectly. Oh, well, as long as we all got Jesus. Who said that? You? Your pastor? Do it line up with the word? As long as we got Jesus, the other stuff don't matter? Let's find a common denominator. Now I beg you, brethren, by the name of the Mashiach, that you all speak the same thing. And that there be no division among you. Not a common denominator, that there be no division among you, but that you be perfectly joined together. Perfectly joined together. In this same mind, let this mind that was in the Mashiach be in you. In the same mind and in the same judgment. Call a spade, we all should be saying it. If homosexuality is wrong, we should all be saying it. If the body got one name that's above every name, we should all be called by it. The word says that the family in heaven and earth is called by that name. But folks is coming up with dreams and visions and coming up with different names. Yah ain't told you that. You a lie. He already named it. He didn't even ask the parents. If he didn't ask the parents, what he look like asking you? He gonna tell them what to name him, but he gonna let you rename him. You're gonna rename, and it's gonna cause division. And he don't want us to be divided. He wants us to be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. So I understand the problem now. So what do Yah? You should bear with me a little of my folly. I'm a little upset. I'm tripping. Y'all own something. I don't. Where y'all get this religious stuff from? I got a bone to pick with y'all. He said, and indeed bear with me. Pull up a chair. For I'm jealous over you with a yali jealousy. What church you go to? Sit, I pull up a chair. Come here. What denomination are you? Come here. What's the name? What's the name that Joker put up there? Do we got his picture up there? Him and his wife? Or is it just him? Come here. I want you to bear with me a little bit. And indeed bear. Sit down. For I'm jealous. I'm jealous for Yah. I got a Yahly jealousy that I introduced you to the Messiah and I introduced you as a chaste virgin. You're not like one of the 5 foolish virgins that didn't have no oil, didn't study to show themselves approved, didn't have the Ruach HaKodesh, the spirit of Yah living inside of them, the incorruptible seed, the word living inside of them. Nuh-uh. I presented you as a chaste virgin, a smart version. You ain't got spot, wrinkle, blemish, any such thing. You're going to be obedient to the word. You become a new creation, a new creature. You ain't butt naked, rubbing on stuff. You ain't at the strip club no more. You ain't getting drunk and high, running around here cussing, causing division, acting a fool, walking in the flesh. No. I presented you as a chaste version to the Messiah. But I fear, I've been watching you. I'm listening to your doctrine. Church you go to. Listen to your doctrine. Oh, you're going to overlook some stuff because you stopped cussing. You cussing less now? You're not smoking as many cigarettes? You don't lose your temper as much? You're only sleeping with 2 people now that you're not married to? But I fear, at least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, he said, you should not surely die. Yes, the heck you will. Saul got involved in the conversation, right? In Romans the 7th chapter. He said, when I would do good, evil is present. He said, oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? He just got through snitching on himself. When I want to do good, I don't do it. But the evil that I don't want to do, I do it. So he even admitted, Yah knows my heart. In my heart, I serve Yah, but with my sinful nature, I'm done. But he didn't justify himself, came over to false doctrine and say, once saved, always saved, a sinner saved by grace. He didn't say that. He said, oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? He admitted he was a dead man. He didn't change the word. He didn't try to come up with a new Messiah like these jokers is doing, these false prophets, these false pastors. He didn't come up with a new doctrine, turning the so-called grace of Yah into lasciviousness like Jude said. Saying that grace is the spiritual substance that enables me to live like the devil, but I'm still going to heaven because of what Jesus did. That's turning the so-called grace of Yah into lasciviousness. He didn't do that. He said, oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? He knew he was a dead man. He reckoned himself to be a dead man because the weight of sin is death. And he knew Yahudah, the Yahusha, the Messiah, was the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. Look, he said, but I fear. I'm concerned. I got a Yahweh jealousy, and I'm concerned. But I fear, at least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, tricked her. She should have been messing with him in the first place. You shouldn't have been a part of that ministry in the first place. You shouldn't have fell in love with the pastor on that level in the first doggone place. But I fear, at least at any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve. Folks who name ministries after books in Scripture. Y'all didn't tell you to do that. So you can be identified as separate, right? After he begged us to be the same. You gonna divide up his body? What? He's schizophrenic, messing around with you? He's not gonna be schizophrenic. Every sin that a man committeth is without the body. And he that committed fornication sins against his own body. You do things your way, you out the body. The word says that. Read it, Corinthians 6. Every sin that a man committed is without the body. And he that committed fornication sins against his own body. You're not going to bring sin into the body. You got another name, that's your name. That ain't his name. That ain't the name that's above every name. Whatsoever we do in word or deed, do all in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, giving thanks to Yah the Father by him. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there's none other name under heaven given on men whereby we must be saved. Did you know if we keep the name, it'll help us keep the doctrine? Did you know if you put down denomination, then we have to speak the same thing? But when you get these separations and all these different denominations and separate private interpretations, Cephas, they call him Peter, say there is no private interpretation. That's why we got to come together to study to see whether these things be so. 1 Thessalonians 5:21 say, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. You got to prove it. But folks is so sinful, they don't care. They're going to call on Jesus anyway. Regardless if they find out that letter J number 400 years old. Couldn't have been the name they was talking about when they said neither is there salvation in any other. Couldn't been. Because it's only 400 years old. Couldn't have been. It's impossible. But when you get drunk, high, going to the strip club, and then go to church the next morning with a hangover, you don't care about no doggone name. You don't care nothing about no denomination. You don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. Jesus died for your sins, and you got heck of them, and you plan on sinning next weekend. You ain't got time to study to show yourself approved. That stuff, oh, that don't mean nothing. I'm trying to find out how I'm going to get rid of this herpes. You talking that old dumb stuff. Anybody got time for all that? I'm trying to find out and smoked up the rent. I done smoked up all the rent, and you want to tell me about some stuff? I'm calling on Jesus. I need some help. Talking about denomination. You are so petty. For if he that... Come on, y'all. Not third verse. But I fear. I'm trembling. I'm shaking in my boots. Least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, tricked her through his subtlety. He's slick. But y'all won't have us ignorant concerning Satan and his devices. He's slick. But the word of Yah is sharper than any two-edged sword. If you side with the word, you're going to be all right. So your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that's in the Messiah. It's super simple. No denomination, y'all. No division. Simple. Did Yahudah ask Miriam and Joseph, they call them Mary and Joseph, what to name the child? No. But he asked your pastor. Huh? Is the body of believers, his body, baptized into his body? Is he the head? Is there anything wrong with his name? Is there a scripture that y'all say, man, I need a name for the body? I need an anointed man and woman of Yah. I don't want them all to be called the same thing. I want some variety in the body. Y'all just go on and come up with some names. I'm gonna give y'all some visions and some dreams, and y'all come up with some names for me. Slap it on the Pilgrim's Rest. You know, do the pilgrims need some rest? Yeah, call it that. Really? Church on the side of the road. Are you kidding me? Is this something? Where the cameras at? Is this some type of joke? Take that down there to Burger King and say burgers on the side of the road, and they're going to run you out of town. They're going to fire you and take your franchise from you. You're going to end up in court sued. And if the Burger King owner's a crackhead, he might start shooting at you, messing up my high and my money. Talking about burgers on the side of the road. This ain't Burger King? You want to tell me it's the same menu? But you got burgers on the side of the road upside on the thing. Lit all up. Be missing. But I fear, at least by any means, as the serpent beguiled, he tricked her through his subtlety. So your mind should be corrupt from the simplicity. It's simple. Even a fool shouldn't have the error. Simplicity that's in the Messiah. For if he that cometh preaches another Yahusha, another Messiah, whom we have not preached. I didn't preach that. The Messiah didn't preach that. He didn't teach that. In fact, he did exactly the opposite. He preached against it. And if you show folks, they'll say, oh, that don't matter. My bishop anointed. He said, let Yah be true, but every man a lie. Read it, Romans 3 and 4. Let Yah be true. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. Yah is his Word. Let his Word be true. Yah, he's his Word. Let Yah be true, but every man a liar. Every man. Your pastor. Yeah. Sweet as she is. She is sweet as apple pie, ain't she? Ain't nobody told her to name that, the building. Ain't nobody. Take that doggone name down. And put up the name that's above every name, the one that Yah gave me. And when Solomon built the temple, it was called by his name. A physical temple made of cedar trees. It was called by his name. We ain't stealing no shine. Denomination, what you doing in the denomination? Division. There's so many different false doctrines we need to deal with, but let's start with the simple part. You can't even do that. You can't admit that the body is already named. Whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Yahushua. That's how you give thanks to Yah. Talking about thank you. Thank him by doing everything in Yahushua's name like he said. Because Yahuwah and Yahusha is the same name. Yahuwah, the self-existent one. Yahusha, the self-existent one, became salvation. Was born, being found fashioned as a man. He humbled himself, became obedient on the death. Even the death on that tree. For he that cometh preaches another Messiah, whom we have not preached. Or if you receive another spirit, another word. Folks run around with spirits. You spooky. You scary. Bucking and looking all crazy. Always surmising. Always accusing. Always suspicious. Always unforgiving. Always gossiping. Always. Where you get that spirit from? Stirring mess. Can't let stuff go. Where'd you get that spirit? That ain't the spirit of Yah. Anyone with the spirit of Yah can see clearly that what you operating in, that ain't Yah. How could it be? That ain't Yah. For if he that cometh preaching another Messiah, living another Messiah, preaching one, either one, both, whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit, which ye have not received. Where'd you get that spirit from? We didn't give you that. We're not preaching that. We're not endorsing that. That didn't come from the book. That didn't come from the Creator. That didn't come from the Most High or another gospel. You should not surely die ain't the gospel. You should surely die. The wages of sin is death. The true gospel is death, burial, and resurrection. The Messiah first, then you. You're baptized into his death as soon as you believe. Keep your panties on. You baptized into his death. You ain't got a right to take your panties off like that no more, girl. Boy, pull your pants up. No, I'm not even talking to you just finna have sex with someone you shouldn't have to. I'm talking about, dude, pull your pants. I see your butt. What your butt? I don't want to see your butt. Pull your doggone pants up. Now, over to you, brother. Pull your pants up and get off of her. Oh, get off him, bro. What you doing? Don't line up with the truth. Effeminates ain't gonna make it in. Corinthians teaches. Titus all through the book. That was a problem in Sodom and Gomorrah too. Pull your doggone pants up. Pull your panties up, girl. Clothes so tight I can see how much money you got in your pocket. You only got 80 cents. That's all you need is 80 cents. You showing everything you got. Ain't nobody going to spend no money on you and treat you right. For he that cometh preaches another Messiah, whom we have not preached. Where'd you get it from? Look at Saul said that. Look, don't forget. I would, Yah, that you bear with me with a little folly. He clowning. He in clown mode now. And he said, indeed, bear with me. Kick back. Pull up a chair. Because I'm jealous. I'm tripping. For Yah. You ain't cheating on me. You cheating on Yah. But I introduced y'all. I brought the gospel to you. Corinthians, I brought the gospel to you. And now, and presented you as a chaste virgin. And now you running around here with other idols, other doctrine. Fell in love with the pastor. Now you're in love with the pastor, the bishop. Now you're sleeping with his doctrine. Now what he say goes over the word. He gonna tell you can, that stuff don't matter. And you gonna say, amen. But I fear, least by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve, same crafty stuff through his slickness, subtlety. So your mind should be corrupt from the simplicity. Why are you corrupt from? It's simple. Let's obey Yah and get the heck up out of here, y'all. You can't have your private interpretation. You can't have your denomination. You can't do it. We got to bow down to what he say. And if they won't come out, you come out of there. Blind lead the blind. They both fall in the ditch. The word teaches. For if he that cometh preaches another Messiah whom we have not preached, or if you receive another Ruah, spirit, y'all, which you have not received, or another gospel, which you have not accepted, you might well bear with him. Because your head not, you're not right. That ain't right, y'all. Galatians 1:6. We're going to get out of here in a second, y'all. Look. And y'all pray I get a tooth. Because I can't run around here like somebody whooped me. That didn't happen. And I don't smoke. Just one of those things. Another trial. I guess I was being tested to see what I go on Facebook Live with one front door wide open, stumbling over words. The answer is I would. Anything for Yah. His reputation over mine. 6th verse. Watchman Yehudah's on crack. You should have seen him. Send it global. Share the video. Let them see it. I'll be smiling this again soon. Galatians 1:6. I marvel that you are so soon removed from him that called you into the unmerited favor of the Messiah onto another gospel. The other gospel is kind of more user-friendly, though. Real talk, real talk. Real talk. We can sing in the choir together, and I can spank you up with your fine self. Girl, come here. Let's make some sweet music together again. I marvel that you're so soon removed from him that has called you into the unmerited favor of the Messiah onto another gospel. It's another one. They preached another one. Real talk. Whether you want to admit it or not, because it might be your church, whether you want to admit it or not, that's a whole nother Messiah. He's the way, the truth, and the life. No man come to the Father but by him. And you got to stop looking at him like he's a fleshly man. We don't know him after the flesh no more. 2 Corinthians 5 and 16. We don't know him after the flesh no more. You got to know him after the word, period. The word was made flesh. The flesh already did its job. It died on the tree and it rose. Then he came back without the body. It's pure word knocked on the door of your heart. You heard the word, open, let it in. Now it's running the show. Let the body go so that you can see the word. The body did that. You already accepted it. You believed it. You confessed it with your mouth and believed that he died. He walked the earth and died. Lived a perfect example. Now get the perfect example inside of you. What led to the perfect example, him following the word. Can we follow the word? Let the mind that was in Yahushua be in us, which was the word. I marvel. I'm tripping. He said, bear with me. I'm tripping. That you're so soon removed from him that has called you into the unmerited favor of the Messiah into another gospel, which is not another. Don't get it twisted. Just because you go to church, the blind lead the blind, they both fall in the ditch. Just because you do everything your bishop and your pastor say, the blind lead the blind, they both fall in the ditch. Obey them that had a rule over you. Not if they're a false prophet. Follow me as I follow the Mashiach. Follow me as I follow the word. If I'm not following the word, you should be following me. Which is not another. It ain't another one. It's not another one. It's not another name. Take that name down. He don't want us divided. Take that denomination down. Take the division down. Or come up out of there. Which is not another. But there be some that trouble you. You don't even know you in trouble. But there be some that trouble you. Yah, reveal to your children they're in trouble for trusting man over your word. For saying it don't matter. I rebuke the spirit of Casper, the friendly ghost. Now that you're free, submit to the Ruach HaKodesh, who they call the Holy Ghost. Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert, y'all, pervert the gospel of the Mashiach. Matthew 15 say, in vain they do worship me. For nothing, waste of time. In vain they do worship me, teaching for commandments, the doctrines of men. They got you obeying what they say over what y'all say. Look what he said. But though we or an angel from heaven preach another gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. Instead, we call him bishop, pastor. We putting together appreciation. We finna break bread. We finna read poems to him. We finna sit him and his wife up in them doggone Huey P. Newton chairs. Them wicker chairs. We finna sit them up there and we finna worship these jokers. And we gonna break bread. You understand me? My name should have been Fred. I'm about to break bread. I'm gonna praise this man with that name he slapped up there, with his picture upside the building, upside the wall. I'm gonna. But though we or an angel from heaven preach another gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, like we switched up, right? Let him be accursed. As we said before, what is he repeating himself? What is wrong with him? Is he tripping? As we said before, so say I now again? Why are you repeating yourself? We heard you the first time. No, you ain't heard the first time. Because you probably go to a denomination. You probably go to somewhere where they got their picture slapped upside the wall and sitting in wicker chairs being worshipped. As we said before, so I say now again. If any man preach another gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. Then he asked the question, for do I now persuade men or Yah? Who am I trying to please here? Men or Yah? What am I preaching? Men or Yah? The doctrine of men or the word? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of the Mashiach. Are you with the Mashiach? Then we got to get in the word, y'all. We running out of time. Can't you see? You don't see the signs of the times? I ain't got time to be worshiping no man. The ministry that y'all got me shepherding, it ain't no doggone denomination. And it's already came with a name, Yahudah. I'm not naming nothing. I ain't nobody. Whatsoever I do in word of deed, I got to do it all in the name of Yahudah. Giving thanks to Yah the Father by him. I'm not touching it. I'm not changing this Yah head. I'm not changing the word. I don't want to say what the serpent is saying. Once saved, always saved. You should not surely die. I'm not messing with none of that. Say what you want to say. I'm trying to work out my soul's salvation with fear and trembling. I'm not messing with it. So come get me up out of this place. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Why? Because he with me? Because he finna come get me. Get your house in order. He'll come get you too. I'm on the next cloud floating up out of here. You heard me? We got to get our houses in order and quit playing this church game. Teaching for commandments, the doctrine of men. We need to repent and do it quickly. Because Saul was clowning like, I don't know what the heck wrong with y'all, what got in y'all, but I ain't messing with you on that level. And I ain't messing with you either. Denomination is a sin. Folks naming stuff and all that. Y'all ain't asked you to do that. Go on with all that dream you had. All that little long fast you talking about. You should have ate. You should have went to McDonald's. I don't believe McDonald's. But you should have went to McDonald's and got you something. If you telling me that you fasted and came up with a name that's better than the name that he named it, neither is there salvation in any other, for there's none other name under heaven given on men whereby we must be saved. You should have went to Mickey D's, baby. Let's get right, y'all. Okay. Now, I'm going to admit it. I got a little influence by my brother, Saul. He was under influence of the Ruach HaKodesh. So you had to bear a little with my folly. You know, maybe it goes along with a missing tooth. Who knows? But would to Yah that you bear with me a little with my folly, and indeed bear with me. But he was preaching the truth. He really meant it. And he told the truth because he loves us. He loves us, and I love us too. Come on, y'all. I'm begging you by the name of Yahushua HaMashiach that we all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among us, but that we be perfectly joined together in the same mind, the same judgment. If people is preaching something different, they need to come together in the spirit of love and search the scriptures to see whether things be so. And then you got to be the type that's honest. Honest. So can we start with honesty? No denomination? Take them names down, and let's get in the word and search the scriptures to see where those things be so. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. Let's pray. Spirit of living Yah, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you once again. We pray your word went forth with clarity, falling down the souls of your children, speaking up in everlasting life. Give the increase even in your children. Call them out of that religion straight into relationship, and we'll govern ourselves accordingly. In the matchless name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we humbly pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, amen, amen, and amen.
Conference recording stopped. Conference unmuted.
Okay, y'all, thanks for hanging out. If you want to chop it up, we're on the line for a little bit. Chime in. I get to turn this camera off my face, which is so I can hide behind this phone. If you want to allow me to hide behind the phone, chop it up with me. Dial 302-202-1102, extension 815648. And if you like to sow into the ministry, I believe it's good ground. You pray and tell me if Yah leads you, sow into the ministry. Just don't come and eat, enjoy the meal, and don't leave a tip. You can go to PayPal, DerrickMann5857 at Yahudah.com. That's DerrickMann 5857 at Yahudah.com. Love you all. Pray for me as I pray for you. Be Baruch. Barak Shalom.